Hello Steelers and welcome to another bench report, another hobby update. It's been a couple of weeks since the last one. That is because the house and also the war room is still in absolute chaos at the moment. I've managed to clear it a couple of weeks ago, which meant that I was able to actually sit down and do some painting, and I got quite a lot of stuff knocked out. But we are currently still doing bits and pieces in the bedroom, which is on the other side of the wall over there. So that means that everything, almost everything from the bedroom is either in my wife's office upstairs or in here in the war room. So I've not actually been able to organise the last bits and pieces that I need to do for the war room. I want to put a wardrobe in over there so I can put all my scenery away. That's still all stacked up in front of all my books over there, so that's taken up a huge amount of room. And we've also got clothes and bags and all kinds of stuff in here. So we're just waiting really at this point to clear off what's happening in the bedroom so some of this stuff can go back in and I can get back to actually making some videos. But I have actually been able to sit down at my painting desk. Here you can see to the left of me, to the left of me, and I've managed to knock out a couple of bits and pieces. Also, on top of everything else, I was also ill as well last week, and I'm only just starting to recover. I managed to get over it. It was a pretty heavy cold. I think it might have been COVID. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't test for it, but it felt very much like it. So that kind of knocked me out for quite a while. So all these factors have meant that basically I've just not been able to really do a huge amount of painting. That said, I did get in the post some stuff from Bakus. They're 6mm 8th Army British. I bought a couple of packs of these from Bakus, just really to test them out, to see what they look like in the flesh, and I've painted them. I managed to get together from those two packs. This is about 3/4 of the two packs, so and this makes up basically a company for O Group, which is made up of 9 individual section stands, and on each of those section stands I have put somewhere between 8 and 10 figures. Now, I posted these the other day and a couple of people said, oh, they look a bit too crowded, you should do them with 5 or fewer figures, 3 figures or whatever. And I thought, well, no, there's no point, because I already do that with 15mm stuff for O Group, and I wanted to do something different with these, and this is a representation of a section, so I wanted to put as many figures on that base as I could. These are the small Flames of War bases, and I'm using a small circular base for the company commander as well, you can see in there. Now, the good thing about the Bakus stuff is, I worked it out, you probably actually only need about 4 packs of figures, infantry, to do an entire company, an entire battalion for O Group. So it's a relatively cheap and easy to do project. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to get some German Africa Corps, and I'm going to finish off those British as well at some point in the future. I'm just kind of, at the moment, there's not much point because I'm going to be away for work over the next week or so anyway. So there's not much point doing anything at the moment. And Bakus are quite slow turnaround because obviously they're a small company and they make most of their stuff to order anyway. So I was waiting for about a month for these. So I know that if I basically order my stuff, I know in about a month or so the stuff will come through and then I can start painting. But they've taken no time at all to do, actually. Really easy, really nice, simple job. Literally, I just clipped them off the bases, clipped the bases up, put them onto these smaller Flames of War bases, painted them on the bases, did the sand and all that stuff, and they were done in no time at all. And so I'm looking forward to actually cracking on with that project, and I think it's going to be interesting by the time I've done it. Slightly differently, and I turned to Paul from Sabotaged and asked him, because I was talking to Dex about Burma in 1944-45, and Dex pointed out that there were Buddhist pagodas everywhere. So I asked Paul over at Sabotaged if he was able to do a 15mm 3D printed pagoda for me. So he did. He produced one of them. Well, he produced 2 of them. I gave one to Dex and I kept one for myself. I then very stupidly dropped it as I was just about to paint it and snapped it, and I was despondent for a little while. I asked Paul to do me another one, and he did. He sent that through. But then I thought, well, why don't I just actually use the one that's already broken as a ruined one, because I was already halfway, it was already halfway built anyway. So I thought this one has been in the battles, so you can have a bit of a damaged pagoda, and you can also have a normal nice pagoda as well that hasn't been damaged. These will be perfect for both Vietnam and late war Far East as well. There's lots of Buddhist countries in those areas that were fighting. Vietnam, I think, is Buddhist as well, so you're going to get pagodas all over the place around there. So these will work perfectly, and they really fit in very nicely with that theme, and also within those jungles as well. I just thought it's a nice addition that you don't see very often on the tabletop. Very easy to paint, gold and then some gloss varnish. But then quickly going back to the desert stuff, I ordered from Geek Villain. This came just the other day, in fact. This is one of their mats. It's their fleece mat. This is the, I think it's called the Holy Land mat. So it's got a bit of green on it and a bit of desert as well. So I thought that's quite nice for North Africa, because I don't just want entirely sand. I want it slightly broken up with some green and things as well. So that's perfect. That came through. So great service from them. So that's part of that North Africa project that I'm doing in 6mm for O Group. And also this week as well, the week just gone, I was actually able to meet up with Dex and have a game for the first time in what's felt like a long time. Again, just because I've been so busy doing things. I was ill last week. Various other things have happened that have just basically stopped me from getting out and gaming. Dex and I met up down at Patriot Games in Sheffield, and he put on his December 1941 Mauban landings in the Philippines game. He's going to be playing this at Steel Lard, but Dex and I played his game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be at Steel Lard because I'm going to be away for work in Cyprus. It's a hard life, but someone's got to do it. But we played. I'm recording this on Friday, so we played it last night, and it was brilliant to actually get down and play Chain of Command 2 again for the first time in a long time, although we'd forgotten half the rules because we'd not played it for a while. I was the Japanese attacking with 4 sections against his Philippines, and I was able to basically I'm not going to say curb stomp, but I gave him a good run for his money, and I won. And it was a probe scenario, and I was able to get my units off the edge and capture one of his jumping off points at the same time as well. So it worked, but he did put up some stiff resistance, but it was a great game, really good, and it was just great to be out and playing a game as well. As I say, because I've been so busy with doing housework and things like that here, that I've just not really had a chance to do it. I've already mentioned it there. Steel Lard is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Have a look around online. I'll see if I can find some details for it, and I'll put them in the description if I can. But yes, there is a call for players at the moment. I know it falls funny because it falls just the day before Partisan, or the other Partisan, so a lot of people may not be able to get away for it. As I say, I certainly won't be there, simply because I'm going to be out of the country for that time. Unfortunately, otherwise I would have gone. I will be back just in time for Partisan, so I'm going to head to Partisan as soon as I get back. I literally land the night before. I'm going to stay over at the hotel and then come across to Partisan before heading home. So I'm going to be popping around on Partisan, so say hello if you do see me. I'll probably not get there till about midday-ish, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll see. Looking forward to it. It's always a good show, Partisan. It's always nice to see, and I will do a show report as well of it. And this time, as I'm not going to be helping out with the Chain of Command game like I did last time, I will get round at least 90% of the tables if I'm there. And 2 other things just to quickly mention as well before I wrap up here. As I say, I'm going to be away for work anyway, so don't expect any more hobby updates for the next couple of weeks, because A, I won't have painted anything, or if I have, I won't be able to film anything because I'm going to be over in Cyprus for the next week or so after next week, so I'm not going to be around anyway. But I will put something together for you once I get back. And as I said, there's that Partisan show report which I will put out. I was recently on the Paint All the Minis podcast that's been going for quite a long time. They very kindly invited me on. We had a good chat about Storm of Steel, about my hobbying and things like that. I think that's going to be out in October time. I will put a link to it on the social medias when it does come out. It did tell me the date of it, but I'll let you know closer to the time when it comes out anyway. And then also, secondly, speaking of podcasts, I'm on the Plastic Crack podcast as well on Monday night. Martin and the gang over there have invited me back on. It was meant to be, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but I was, again, slightly overwhelmed by work, so I couldn't do it a couple of weeks ago. But we're going to do it on Monday night. So that's 8 o'clock UK time over on, if you just search on YouTube for the Plastic Crack Podcast, you'll see me wittering away over there. And that's it, really. That's it for this week. As I say, a pretty short update. I've only done a little bits and pieces, but I have managed to get some stuff painted. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. About 70 to 80% of people who do watch these don't actually subscribe. I'm closing in on 17,000 subscribers at the moment, so it'd be nice to get over that milestone. And also, if you really want to help the channel out, you can do by either becoming a channel member and also or a Patreon, and you'll get videos like this one early access, ad-free as well. So check out those links down in the bottom there, and I will see you in the next Storm and Steel video.